For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
The Speaker of the House of Assembly in a Caribbean territory says that there's need for more accountability and transparency. We'll be hearing as well from the newly appointed Acting Police Commissioner, Mr. Fern Gad, and I'll be hearing from you at 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, that's 716-2026, along with your discussions in the chat room. I will be going through some of your messages. First, a stalwart of the business community in St. Lucia has passed away at the age of 104. I'm referring there to Mr. A.F. Valmore. And incidentally, it was just a few days ago that his daughter passed away, and she was laid to rest. So our condolences go out to the Valmore family. He passed away at the age of 104. He was born on the 9th of July 1920, the third of 10 children, and of course the owner of retail department store chain. And he sold a number of items, including haberdashery, clothing and accessories, books and school supplies, hardware, and building supplies. I think he's just about the last of the pantheon of business people in St. Lucia who were indigenous. So you had people like J.Q. Charles, you had Elwin Marslin, among others. You had Mr. Carrasco, who passed away a few decades ago, and now you have Mr. A.F. Valmore passing away last evening at the age of 104. You can see there via Facebook and YouTube would have been the celebration of his 100th birthday some 4 years ago in the company of fellow business people like Sir Michael Chasney, and at that time a number of other dignitaries and sports icons like former West Indies cricket captain Darren Sammy, former Governor General Dame Paulette Louisy was in attendance, among others. So we'd like to extend condolences again to the Valmore family on the death of Mr. A.F. Valmore. He passed away yesterday at the age of 104. And how many St. Lucian business people will be able to man the fort in his absence? Because over the last few decades, the business community increasingly has been taken over by persons coming from beyond the shores of St. Lucia. Don't like to use the word foreigner, but people coming from the Caribbean and internationally. So, somebody certainly would have to come to the fore in terms of indigenous people playing their role in the island's business community. So condolences again to the relatives and friends of A.F. Valmore, who passed away yesterday. There's a conference underway over in Guyana, and it deals with a popular theme, one that is just being given, lip service is being paid to it, and that is accountability and transparency. And we first started to hear this in a run-up to the 1997 general election. And many people felt that if anyone could have done it, talking about practicing transparency and accountability, would have been the administration of Dr. Kenny Anthony. And he delivered, only for a while, at least during the first term of office from 1997 to 2001. Soon after he won the 2001 general election, we started to realize in the press that things were changing, and not for the better. You had fewer and fewer and fewer press conferences being hosted by the then Prime Minister, Dr. Kenny Anthony, and the members of his cabinet. And I think what would have prompted that is because he would have come under a lot of scrutiny during his first term. Not so much by the then beleaguered United Workers' Party opposition, because remember, the United Workers' Party had won only one seat. It was 16-1. And it had yet to recover from that embarrassment at the polls. And I remember the then Prime Minister accusing sections of the media of taking on the role of the opposition. And as the Fourth Estate, it's not us trying to play the role of the opposition, whether the opposition is weak or whether it is strong. But it is a case of performing our duty, because we have to ensure that not only the government accounts to the people, but likewise the opposition. And we're not there primarily to focus on politicians, but on things that are happening in the wider society. And that would redound, we hopefully, for the betterment of the country. And so the then Prime Minister saw the press, at least sections of the press, as enemies of the government. Anytime you criticize the then Prime Minister and ask questions of the stewardship of the government, I think they were severely offended by this. And so after the 2001 general election, relations soured. A lot of things were said by both commentariats and also members of the government. But the fact remains that we have to ensure on a consistent basis that the checks and balances that are instituted, that those are utilized. They ought not to exist in name only, such as the Public Accounts Committee. And many people can't tell you about this. Public Accounts Committee is normally headed by the leader of the opposition. And it is there primarily to serve as some kind of safeguard with regard to the finances, how the finances of the country are utilized by the government, so that you could account for every dollar, every cent, and every penny. And you have several other committees. And, of late we've been hearing about certain committees emerging just because one or two MPs were offended. And all of a sudden, those committees came to the fore. And it appears, that they were in a coma, and all of a sudden they surfaced and they were activated. And that is what the Speaker of the Barbados House of Assembly is focusing on, the need for transparency and accountability. And that speaker I'm referencing, his name is Arthur Holder, and he spoke at a meeting of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, that is the 46th conference, which took place in Guyana. And he spoke specifically about the lack of transparency and accountability. And this extract emanated from the Caribbean News Night of the CBC, that's the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, and this was extracted from the broadcast last evening.
We speak of issues of transparency and accountability. How many of our parliaments really want to strengthen the Public Accounts Committee to ensure viability? How many? You can count them. How many of our parliaments, for example, want to expand selective committees so as to really get in and zone in on this thing called accountability and corruption?
I just heard there once again from the Speaker of the Barbados House of Assembly, Mr. Arthur Holder. And by the way, he heads the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, and he was speaking at the 46th conference of that institution over in Guyana. The nation's worsening crime problem. We'll focus on it in just a moment, but let us hear just a brief comment, because I did not get an opportunity to listen to the island's police commissioner and the press conference that he held. I did not get to listen to it in its entirety, but this is what I can share with you briefly. Mr. Verngard.
Say to them how thankful I am to be given the opportunity to play the role of the Commissioner of Police in St. Lucia. It is a job that I intend to do in a very organized and systematic way. We have had some challenges in the past, and I'm happy to say that we have now constructed a plan which is my intention to present to the Prime Minister of St. Lucia to deal with the reduction of crime and other criminal offenses. I want to say that generally it is my opinion that we should have a collaborative approach towards crime reduction, and it is one that should have a multi-sectorial approach. And it's only appropriate that this morning that the OAS is here with me to make a small contribution. And of course, I don't want to take the major part of that contribution to talk about the other matters that we have to talk about from a command and control perspective. So let me allow the representative to...
That's a brief clip extracted from the press conference of Acting Police Commissioner Mr. Verngard earlier today. And he said that he has devised a plan, and that plan will be presented to the island's Prime Minister and Minister with responsibility for national security shortly. And the plan, of course, is to fight crime. And I hope that he takes the job seriously. Because we are witnessing ever so often, people are given critical positions. People are given responsibilities that in the end they are unable to account for, and they cannot deliver the goods. And there are instances, I believe, that if you're given a job and upon closer examination you believe that you do not have the capacity to meet the challenges that come with that huge responsibility, the honest thing you ought to say is that I don't want that kind of responsibility. I certainly do not have the strength and the capacity and the will and the energy to perform satisfactorily in that job. But do not take on that responsibility primarily because, one, of the perks and also of the title, maybe the prominence and the power that comes with it. Because you ought to be a person of integrity, especially when it comes to positions of that nature. Police commissioner, prime minister, minister of finance, etc. And also you must have an inbuilt level of honesty to say to yourself that you will not be able to acquit yourself satisfactorily. And more than that, you have your employers, you have your critics, and when I say employers, in this case, the people of St. Lucia, the citizens, those people you'll be serving, talking about the National Security Minister, the Prime Minister, Cabinet of Ministers, etc. You have your junior officers, and they certainly will be examining your every move. More than that, Mr. God, you have only 6 months within which to prove yourself. And yesterday I was lamenting that it was not sufficient, but you have to play with what you're given. The hand that you're given, try to work with it. And just maybe you would be able to perform some miracles, because you'd realize that you cannot bide your time. Time is not on your side. And the situation right now, as far as crime is concerned, is just too serious for you to rest on your laurels and for you not to hit the ground running. A lot depends on the quality of your leadership, Mr. Verngard, to turn things around. And you have some critical decisions to take, and we hope that you will not allow any kind of impediments or relationships within the ranks of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force to come in your way, to serve as impediments, because obviously people are expecting a lot from you. Particularly, a lot of mothers who have been grieving over the last few years, because it was just either last week or earlier this week, we recorded the first homicide of a female for this year. The first homicide of a female for this year. So most of the murder victims in St. Lucia are males. Almost 100% are males. And according to statistics recently released by the police, the ages range of between 21 and 30. Very young people, people who are in their prime. And it is heart-wrenching for us to continue to watch the news, listen to this broadcast, NewsSpin, and to continue to hear parents, in particular mothers, they are wailing, they are grieving, they are crying, and other citizens, they are dispirited by what is happening in our country. It is high time that those who have been appointed, in your case, Mr. God, and those who have been elected, in the case of the Prime Minister, National Security Minister, and also the Crime Prevention Minister, to do your jobs, do what is expected of you. Because right now, law-abiding citizens are at the mercy of the criminals. The criminals are determining when they will strike. That's how I see it. I don't think they are encumbered in any way as to whether they would want to snuff out the life of Tom, Joe, Dick, or Harry. They do it at will whenever they want. So let us listen to the mother of Keston Delaire. Remember, this guy, 2 attempts were made on his life unsuccessfully. But another one was made earlier this week, and he was gunned down in the presence of his mother and his pregnant girlfriend. Let's listen to the mother give a brief account of what transpired, and that's in a DBS television report which was aired last evening during the DBS News World.
Well, I just heard bang, bang, bang on the door. Police open. Everybody flat down. That's all I know. That's the 3rd time they shot at him, though this time he died. So.
Can you tell us about the previous times? What did you hear happen?
The previous time, I don't know.
The mother of Keston Delaire. And you cannot help but wonder, ask yourself, what is this lady going through right now? Quite apart from being upset, feeling helpless, almost feeling useless because she saw what happened. She couldn't have done anything. The girlfriend, pregnant girlfriend, will give birth, and that child will grow up not knowing his or her father. And who's to say, based on the trend, based on what we have been experiencing in this country over the last few years, that it won't happen again? And who is to say that it will not happen very soon? That's the reality in St. Lucia. That is what we are made to experience almost on a daily basis in our country, without anyone having any kind of answers. And if we were still a colony of Great Britain, what do you think the British would have wanted to do right now? They would be sending some administrators to Castries to find out what the hell is going on. But we claim to be so independent. We can take care of our business, so we have been saying, from 1979, take care of our external affairs, and we claim we can take care of our internal affairs, but the evidence would show that we are making a hash of it. Who can really lead the charge right now, as is demanded, as far as crime is concerned in our country? And what is alarming, not unfortunate, because people like to abuse that word, unfortunate, but what is alarming is the deafening silence of civil society, the deafening silence of private sector interests in this country. How can you continue to make money in such an environment? And I'm referring there to the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture. And I will continue to make reference to this particular entity. Because at one time, incidentally, Mr. A. Valmore was the president of the Chamber of Commerce. There was a particular era when the Chamber was so active, was so relevant. It meant something to the St. Lucian public. It served as the voice of the people of this country. It could have, from time to time, called on the government of the day, irrespective of which administration was in office, to pull up its socks. Right now, we're not hearing not a word, not even too sure who's the president of the Chamber of Commerce, but I know who is the executive director, Mr. Brian Louisy. And maybe we can hear something from Mr. Louisy as far as the crime problem in St. Lucia is concerned. I mean, you have cases in a number of other jurisdictions. In Jamaica and Trinidad, your Chamber of Commerce is so active. It's a vibrant part of the community in the respective jurisdictions. I don't even know if we have a manufacturers association in St. Lucia to speak out on those issues that are affecting the country. Very soon, might seem like an exaggeration. If this problem is not brought under control, the business community, many businesses will have to shutter, will have to close their doors. Many businesses will lose their employees. Not because they are leaving the island for greener pastures, but because they are being killed. And somebody will tell me, well, a lot of the people who are being shot and killed, they are not gainfully employed in the private sector, etc. But it might come to persons being caught in the crossfire. It might come to criminal elements being so emboldened that you may have to close your doors for a few days. And not because of protest action, but because of wanton violence in our country. And the statistics, we have to just make reference to the statistics. 56 homicides already for this year. Not a word from the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce. Maybe if one or two business people are targeted, eventually they will issue a press release, because I suspect it's all about personal interest, self-preservation. Maybe at some point in time we'll be forced to hear from the Bar Association. And incidentally, the Speaker of the Barbados House of Assembly, Mr. Arthur Holder, at that same Commonwealth Parliamentary Association conference, is calling for the security of parliamentarians to be beefed up. Increased security for parliamentarians in the Caribbean. That is what it is coming to. But yet still we pretend as if we're not facing a problem that warrants an outcry from every section of the St. Lucian society. Let's open the lines at 452979, 452979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026, along with your comments in the chat room. And let me see if I have any of your comments to go through. I think we had a few of your WhatsApp messages yesterday that I did not get to read. I'll attempt to read them, but let's take a call instead via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you, NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Hello, a warm and pleasant good afternoon, Timothy.
Same to you, sir.
I would like to say condolences to the entire Valmore family. I knew a few days ago they lost the daughter, and now the father has passed on. Also to Mr. Antonio Stixie on the loss of his son Nello, who will be placed to rest today. Extension to his entire family, and they may all have a great and pleasant day.
Okay, caller. Thank you so much. We have another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, Timothy. I'm a first-time caller, Timothy.
Thank you so much for calling,
Timothy, you're welcome. Timothy, I don't know, me fâché, Timothy, fâché. And the reason why I am upset, Timothy, I don't know why St. Lucia has become so silent. The Minister for Education has made us believe like everything is cook and curry. And you mean to tell me school just reopened and the entry post-secondary school children have to be going to school one day in and one day out? This is ridiculous. You mean to tell me that children had 7 weeks vacation and they could not do what they had to do at the school only now? only now and parents are not outraged in St. Lucia. This is absurd. I am really upset. I am angry. That is depriving our children. Huh? You cannot do that. They have all that CIP money donating. Why didn't take it since in July and construct whatever they had to do at the entry post school? My child have to stay home. I have to find people to take care of my child. This is ridiculous. What is going on? And everybody they take mumu tablets. I ain't take no mumu tablets, huh? Mwe fâché. Bye, Timothy. Thank you.
Goodbye, ma'am, and thank you so much for calling. Unacceptable. But it is happening in our country. So many weeks. And you're telling me that the Ministry of Education, if it's the Ministry of Infrastructure that is responsible, could not ensure that our classrooms are ready for school? And this seems that something that is perennial. This is happening every school year, the opening of every school year. And yet still we claim to be serious about the education of our students. How can it be predictable that after the opening of every school year in our country, that classes will be disrupted? It's not if, it's not maybe, but it will be disrupted. But we have so many units that are responsible for so many things, so many departments responsible to take care of so many issues in our country, and yet still we are failing. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, you're on the air. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. All right, we lost that call. 452-2979. 452-2979. Let me see if I have a WhatsApp message. Lord Jesus, what about the little boy shot in his bed? Those parents suffered similar, and it was worse as it was a minor. Let's see if we have another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Tim, bon après-midi.
Oui, bon après-midi, madame.
Tim, ça pas arrivé en tripo tout seul, c'est l'école Vieux-Fort. Moun Vieux-Fort teni pour venir faire ça yo ka kouye volontaire pour petit l'école là 2 jours avant l'école ouverte. Et Tim, qui manière c'est maman là kay ça brief bien lors des petits ça là 2 jours avant l'école ka ouvert, moun kay volontaire pour petit l'école. Et quoi dit mon kay prend l'argent si et puis ka bay tout l'autre moun l'argent avec bagay pour ça faire pas fait 7 semaines et que pas fait rien à partir de l'école là. Ah, Tim, chez mon bobo, nous kay ni pour faire bagay. Et si tout pour l'hôpital like healthcare nous même pas ça parler. Nous pas ça pour dire encore. Et ça qui a fait nous plus la peine, c'est moun qui supposé parler ban nous en c'est commune. C'est moun qui supposé parler ko Chamber of Commerce, tell yo fermé ouais. Yo pas dire rien. Non qui ça yo venu pour faire. C'est ça nous a dit Timothy. C'est qu'il y a élection hein. C'est ça nous pour dire qu'il y a élection man, qu'il y a élection. Nous pas ça pour ça encore. Nous pas ça pour encore. Bye bye Timothy.
Okay ma'am, merci beaucoup. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good day, Mr. Tim. How are you doing?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
My grievances today is the unions. I can't recall when last I've heard anything from the unions about negotiation of salary. The PM said at Labor Day that he wants no trouble when it comes to salary negotiations, to send him to him whatever it is request one time. It's 6 months or so now, we haven't done anything whatsoever. The union just go call. Besides that, I think when the union has the election, they haven't called a meeting yet. The president hasn't called a meeting yet to see what are the findings or what the way forward. Nothing whatsoever. CSR has just gone call. I keep saying to them, whichever government is in power, when they're ready in power, they're quiet, and that shouldn't be at all. They have been neutral at all times. And I began to advocate for that, neutral at all times. They're just quiet. Things are hard. I had to go for a bill at Tapio to get something that Tapio. It was $5.95, now it's $7.50. Just imagine that everything going up sky up. And you can get nothing, no salary increase, nothing yet, nothing. The union just sit down quiet, CSC just sit down quiet. I'm calling President B to say something there. When are negotiations going to start? What figure they're looking at so we can know what's happening, what come back in our pocket. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All I could say to you, caller, point share. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. Via WhatsApp, somebody says, while I'm not in support of schools, last-minute renovation, the weekend before school reopened, it's important to note that the paint being used is odorless. And we have another WhatsApp message. Tim, I saw Melo's death announcement and I couldn't help but get emotional. I left the room with tears coming down my eyes. Felt like it's one of my children I lost. I could only imagine how the parents and loved ones feel. Words can't explain. Young man should be enjoying his third day of school with his classmates, but instead he will be laid to rest today. My sincere condolences to his family and friends, and woe unto the monster who took his life. And another person says that funeral service of Tixie. And some more of your messages. Somebody says, March of Progress at the Entrepot Secondary School. Let's take a call via the line. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Hi, Tim. I just wanted to add my comments to the Entrepot situation.
Yes, ma'am.
My daughter is a current student. She's just passed. She's in Form 1. And, of course, at orientation, the principal, he did say that the construction will be taking 12 to 14 months. However, we know us in St. Lucia it's going to take 2 years. And that's a direct quote from the principal of the Entrepot Secondary School.
Yeah. So, it certainly will take a while before your child maybe and other students can be in the classroom and, set about comfortably embarking upon their education.
Yes, and of course there was a letter that was distributed to earlier students, students before, I think it was dated July 4th, indicating that construction would take place in July. However, we're in September and nothing has been done as yet.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you so much for that update. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin, where we continue to discuss the issues in the news and matters of concern to you. And a lot of you have been complaining as well about the water situation, especially the folks over in Miku. Will be hearing from at least one or two of them in just a bit.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
6 more. Just a flick of the wrist.
The CPL action lives at KFC as we add an exciting new item to our menu. Introducing the King's King's Box. The King's Box includes 5 dipping wings undipped, 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular fries, and a 16-ounce soda for only $20. Purchase a King's Box for a chance to win VIP and regular tickets to the King's cricket matches in St. Lucia, KFC vouchers, and other prizes. Participation is simple. Simply sign your name and number on your King's Box receipt and place an entry box provided at all 5 locations. Promotion runs from August 1st to September 16th, 2024. Look out for pop-ups, photo-ops, and memorabilia sign-in from the Kings players at selected stores. The T20 action continues with KFC. Purchase a King's Box today and be on your way. KFC, finger-licking good.
Yes, into the crowd. 6 sixes and then over.
This is We Summer. Get ready for the biggest and wildest deals from Flow.
Summer comes with the best deals for ya. Switch it up, this is We Summer. Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Who got the best deals? It's Flow. But the postpaid Wi-Fi you go. Cut a bill in half, save more for sure.
This is We Summer. Bundle broadband now with postpaid and get your bill cut in half. Plus, get up to 4 Samsung Galaxy smartphones for only $4.
15,000 in cash is that. 15,000 in cash, win that.
Win $15,000 in cash when you sign up, switch up, top up, or pay up with Flow.
Summer, Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Flow, keeping you connected. Terms and conditions apply.
It is well known by all solution professional tradesmen and even homeowners that European-made tools are the best. Well, guess what? Europa Hardware is having a massive promotion on the Metabo brand of power tools. From impact drills to angle grinders, jigsaws to rotary hammers, sanders and hot air guns, all at unbeatable, jaw-dropping prices. Don't let your tools let you down. Come to Europa and stay standing with a proud in-the-hand tool from Metabo. Call us at 452-0763 or visit us in Massat Grosile. Europa, we service what we sell.
Don't miss out on the biggest sale of the year at Palace House. Everything must go. Half off and less on everything. But that's not all. We also offer wholesale prices on a variety of items and souvenirs, perfect for vendors and retail needs. Visit us today at Meekut Street, Castries, or call us at 452-2250. Don't miss out on the biggest sale of the year at Palace House.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. 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 It's coming.
The CPL is back for 2024, and the St. Lucia Kings are hunting for their first title. This year, it will be the best ever CPL, with global superstars, massive sixes, and incredible entertainment at the biggest party in sport. There are 4 games between September 7th and 15th. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com. Turn it up and experience cricket played louder.
Attention men, are you worried about your prostate? Then get a multi-parametric MRI of the prostate done for only $1,250 from now until the end of September in commemoration of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Don't guess, know your status. Speak to your doctor or urologist, or just make an appointment by calling any of the La Clinique de Corps branches in Castries or Rodney Bay at 451-6559. That's 451-6559.
M&C Home Depot Vide Bouteille will be closed for renovations beginning Sunday, July 14th. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause as we work to improve the look and feel of our store for you, our valued customers. Get ready for a fantastic new shopping experience.
At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexon, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastors Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
We live in Miku extension and we need determination of citizen property. Now, send some tanks and water. We don't need no apology. 5 days we don't have water. My baby speak.
Yeah, 5 days we have no water, no food, no water, just cock. We need water, we need to bathe.
Okay, man.
Look at it. Nous voulons gros en place là. What's on the tank? It can advertise tank by Ki Jack, Ki Brown, Ki Bryce, Ki Prime Minister, Si Gwe, Ki Papa Minister, Ki Lesika control pays. Nous ti wasko, nous pay bill.
So qui place Miku pan it lower?
Well, Miku extension from Bob Gel Jason Simen.
Okay.
Chay côté, Chunana Palave. Qui ka de Si Gwe ka nan pays ça? Politician do yo say Prime Minister. Ça qui on dit dans. That is crime. That is modern crime. New extension Miku.
Okay, Colin.
Leave the...
Ouais, moi ka hope c'est mon wasko a koute.
C'est pas about hope, nous voulons bagay fait puisque nous là pour country. Effectivement, mais la big partie nous souhaite que on n'a parlé là parce que c'est pas plain English là qui sorti de l'autre pays à plain simple English.
Irate residents of, I think it's New Development, they said, New Development over in Miku. They have been without water. When they called the broadcast yesterday, had been without water for 5 days. So a cry is going out over to the Water and Sewage Company. Please address that situation. 452-2979, that's 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. Let's take a call. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Timothy, pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line. Timothy, later, let me be more precise. Earlier this week, I heard you read out Mr. Bernard's resume of what he has accomplished during his lifetime. And I asked myself whether the odds are against him or whether he is against all odds. I say this because I believe Mr. Bernard is against all odds, and also the odds are against him because of many reasons. I believe that when it comes to his record at the BCF, was it an exemplary record? Was he the best BCF commander that we had? Was he? You know, this question I beg to ask. Is it Mr. Vanguard is going to wait for the 11th hour as he waited at the BCF to actually complain or to raise the issues that affect the BCF? And now he is going to resume his position as the acting police commissioner, as they say, for 6 months. What can he accomplish in 6 months? I need to know. What can he accomplish in 6 months? You know, as any other person knows, very little can be accomplished in 6 months. Is he going to be like the last police commissioner, giving mysterious, giving the one and only press conference after 6 months, and not deal with a number of issues affecting the police force? Political interference, you have lack of confidence in the police force, lack of trust, lack of accountability, and what is, the police force when it comes to solving crime in this country? Do they have, or would we grade the police force as being, an A++ when it comes to solving the crimes of this country? I want to know, without judicial reforms, what can Mr. Bungard do? As I have always said, little. And here comes your Prime Minister saying that the opposition and many people supporting the opposition trying to destabilize the police force. Don't he know what's going on? You understand? Don't he know we need to come to a conclusion when it comes to impact? When it comes to the sexual harassment allegation in the police force? If these problems are not solved, how can the police force be a force to reckon with? How can the police force be the best that Solutions money can pay for? At the moment, I am going to predict what will be the legacy of Bungard. It will be the same like Miss Pelius and like many other of his predecessors, as they hold the hem at the top of the police force. There will be no improvement, and I will be surprised if there will be any improvement after 6 months. So the Solution government and the police force and the committee has to go back to the drawing board and do their best to at least appoint a police commissioner that would take the police force where it's supposed to be. Not 6 months, but we are looking for improvement in a year or two, and to revamp the police force how it used to be many years ago. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much. Sometimes I don't like my job because you have to sit there quietly, try to make sense of things, consume what is being said, pretend you're listening. It is just so difficult. This caller is making things, manufacturing things as he goes along. Somebody in the WhatsApp group says, not the WhatsApp group, sorry, on the Facebook page. PJP said that he is not a police officer, so what he's going to say now, he's not a contractor, so don't expect anything different or better. Let's take another call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
Tim, I was trying to get to you yesterday, but I'm happy I made it today. I've been listening a lot. In fact, first of all, let me just extend sincere condolences to the Valmore family. As you know, that's one of our, when I say one of the families, entrepreneurial families in St. Lucia for quite some time. We grew up on Valmore, Reggie Clark, and Lafayette, and these persons. So it's really a joy to hear that he actually lived to be 104.
And people like Elwin Marslin as well.
Yes, that's right. So we want to celebrate that. We should. But I'm listening to the program, and today, well, not today, but yesterday marked exactly 1 month since Julian won the first Olympic gold medal for St. Lucia. And as I listen to the issues that, prevail now in the society, I just want to say we cannot protect this victory by Julian. It's an opportunity for us to learn and grow as a society, and we all as St. Lucians, must understand how we achieve success, because it seemed to me that we don't seem to get it right. We've done it at the world level in sports. We've won the medal and we can brag about it. But at the same time, I think it's important that the society understands clearly the processes to realize that level of success, and achievement. It's success is success. And they're just fundamental things that you must do. It's not rocket science. The success we're looking for is for our people, our institutions, the systems, the processes, the opportunities, and how they synergize in this society. How they synergize in this society, Tim, to yield the results that we want. But that comes with a level of awareness and understanding of the fundamental objective or goal, that our organizations or whatever agency, wants to achieve. Those of us who have been monitoring Julian, we saw how she was able to influence and utilize, the inputs of the people, the institutions, etc. Her passion, her vulnerability, her ability, her discipline, her determination, her humility, her performance and desire, not just for success, but to be the best that she could be always, were critical contributing factors in her success. And I certainly want to congratulate her on this and the achievement of that champion mindset that, we're really hoping that solutions can develop. I want to say hats off, of course, to all those who played their part in that quest, because, solutions, we were all beaming with pride as our shoulders were lifted higher and our nose got a little longer, Some of us stood erect for the first time in a long time, and of course for the joy and whatever she did, to make that happen for us. And our solutions, the 3rd of August, will remain indelible in our minds. And we must create the stories around that. So in much the same way that we have a Pele and we have a Messi and we have a Miller from Cameroon, we need to create that story with Julian because her message is so pure, to all our young people and our society. Amidst the stress and pain that people are enduring at this time, Tim, as a logical thinking solution, Julian's victory has further fueled my optimism that the future is going to be good. I continue to be overwhelmed with joy by the fact that as a solution woman, she has registered herself in the elite group of medal performers at the Olympic Games. And interestingly, Tim, she did that at a time when our professional women here were under attack. If you recall the circumstances and the environment St. Lucia was in at the time, professional women were under attack. And I remember Merle Clark. And so Julian was able to stand up for all of these women and show that we can move mountains and dare to go wherever we want to go. What she has done in winning the gold medal, and realistically, Tim, if you can connect with that, she, at place in St. Lucia, she's been able to position track and field in St. Lucia. Now we know we can do a lot better in track and field. We know the issues in track and field. But with Julian's performances and those of the long ladies who have gone before her, Laverne Spencer, Bonita Boris, Makiba Alcide, they have been able to register St. Lucia globally, as a country with an athletic program that has podium medals, or women have realized medals at every level of the sport. So at the Caribbean level, we have won. At the Central American level, we have won. At the Pan American level, we have won. At the Commonwealth level, we have won. At the Olympic level, we have won. Both at the youth and junior levels. And most of these medals have been won by women. The women have positioned us at every level, And so we need to celebrate that. There's a lot that can be achieved, and I think if people are looking for models, they can come into sport and see. Because in sport, we ensure that, at least at the Olympic Committee, which I led, we had to submit our audited statements every year. And the Minister of Sports happily received the copy to see what it is we were doing. We were not funded by government, but as a responsible agency, what we did was ensure that our audits were done and our books were open for everybody to see. Now, when you move to another level in the politics, you have to get into politics because you have certain things to offer the country. And what you want to do is to come in and offer the systems, the processes, the guidance that enables your country to do well. If you don't practice those things, Tim, it's very difficult for you to come and teach somebody after you've gone past 40. You understand how to get it right if you yourself don't even know how to get it right. And so that is why it is so important for us when we are assessing people, we assess them from the contribution they make in the society, what they have delivered, what they are in a position to offer us to move us forward. Julian succeeded because she knew what she wanted. She knew who she wanted around her. She knew, she was exposed to a level of education and opportunity, that gave her the wherewithal to be able to make the right decisions. And she has now the emotional intelligence to be able to discern a lot of things. We need to consider that locally in our programming for our people. It is not beyond St. Lucia. It can be done. It can be done. We know there will be challenges, but man thrives best when he meets challenges. And that's our mantra in sports. And so we must continually work to enhance our systems, and to do so, we need to ensure that there's a level of interest, you understand, at the leadership level of our society in making sure that our systems are clean and pure. Until we can get to that point, and we can only get to that point when the citizens determine and the citizens know that this is the way to achieve success. And when they know the way to achieve success, they will support what will help them realize success. So with those few words, I just want to end here. There's a lot I can say to him, but you're not inviting me to your program, so, I will end at this point.
I'll invite you at some point. Okay, ma'am.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Former Government Minister Fortuna Belrose, thank you so much for your contribution. I understand that the next big race for Julian Alfred is tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time. And I'm sure that many looking forward to her repeating her top performance, replicate the performance that she did at the Olympics. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin. More of your calls and your WhatsApp messages, and still to come, we have our NewsSpin news of the day.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus takes charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, teacher.
Let's head back to school.
It's time to get the children ready to head back to school with a back-to-school loan from First National Bank. Get up to $30,000 for all your back-to-school needs. No deposit required, low interest rates, and an easy process. Visit any First National Bank location or call 455-7127 for more information. Let's head back to school with First National Bank. Terms and conditions apply. First National Bank, here for you.
This is We Summer. Get ready for the biggest and wildest deals from Flow.
Summer comes with the best deals for ya. Switch it up, this is We Summer. Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Who got the best deals? It's Flow. Bundle postpaid Wi-Fi, you go. Cut your bill in half, save more for sure.
This is We Summer. Bundle broadband now with postpaid and get your bill cut in half. Plus, get up to 4 Samsung Galaxy smartphones for only $4.
15,000 in cash is that. 15,000 in cash, win that.
Win $15,000 in cash when you sign up, switch up, top up, or pay up with Flow.
Summer, Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Flow, keeping you connected. Terms and conditions apply.
Get geared up to open Creole Month with the most anticipated Oktoberfest en Guayal Creole Brunch. For the first time ever, be welcomed by a delicious complimentary Creole breakfast, an array of scrumptious Creole dishes on sale, ranging from seafoods, pork, warm Creole breads, and so much more. A selection of foreign beers, rum-flavored beers, spritzers, and more. Entertainment by the island's very best. Umpa, Black Boy, Kuya, Durr, Sly, Chevy J, Nerdy, Hollywood HP, Divine Chin, DJ Check, DJ Kiddo, DJ H, and MC Dallo. Hosted by Collation and Ronnie Ron. Sunday, October 6th at Gaiety Gardens from 11 a.m. Limited early bird tickets are $60. Regular $75. Tickets are available at all sell outlets, Heineken St. Lucia warehouses, and online. See Oktoberfest on Instagram and Facebook for more information. Must be 18 and over to enter. Drink and live responsibly.
6 more. Just a flick of the wrist.
The CPL action lives at KFC as we add an exciting new item to our menu. Introducing the King's Box. The King's Box includes 5 dipping wings undipped, 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular fries, and a 16-ounce soda for only $20. Purchase a King's Box for a chance to win VIP and regular tickets to the King's cricket matches in St. Lucia, KFC vouchers, and other prizes. Participation is simple. Simply sign your name and number on your King's Box receipt and place an entry box provided at all 5 locations. Promotion runs from August 1st to September 16th, 2024. Look out for pop-ups, photo-ops, and memorabilia sign-in from the Kings players at selected stores. The T20 action continues with KFC. Purchase a King's Box today and be on your way. KFC, finger licking good.
Yes, into the crowd. 6 sixes and an over.
Gardez moitié bois, pas faire la femelle.
Stop all that smoke, fume, and noise. Keep the emissions to zero and be a hero for the environment. You can still do all your lawn mowing, brush cutting, leaf blowing, hedge trimming, even chainsawing, but with a battery-powered machine. Europa is now offering a buy one, get one free on professional battery tools. When you buy the tool, we'll throw in the battery absolutely free. Yes, you heard right. You get 1 free battery with the purchase of any steel professional machine.
PS la femelle, PS des ordres. Merci, papa.
Visit Europa in Massad, Grosley, or call us at 452-0763. Europa, we service what we sell.
It's coming. The brunch of the century. Welcome to Sunburnt. 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 It's coming.
Attention men, are you worried about your prostate? Then get a multi-parametric MRI of the prostate done for only $1,250 from now until the end of September in commemoration of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Don't guess, know your status. Speak to your doctor or urologist, or just make an appointment by calling any of the La Clinique de Corps branches in Castries or Rodney Bay at 451-6559. That's 451-6559.
The CPL is back for 2024, and the St. Lucia Kings are hunting for their first title. This year, it will be the best ever CPL, with global superstars, massive sixes, and incredible entertainment at the biggest party in sport. There are 4 games between September 7th and 15th. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com. Turn it up and experience cricket played louder.
To have a strong structure, you must have a strong foundation. And at Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer top quality aggregate materials at great prices. We supply high quality ready mix, casting sand and plastering sand. We also take special requests for specific materials that you may require for your building projects. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexon behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastouche Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you.
Just for me?
Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience.
So I get to treat myself every time I shop?
Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
So charity begins at home. I have a birthday in the family, and I have to wish my little brother happy birthday. Vernon Poleon, today is your birthday, wherever you are. Here's hoping that you will make it something of great importance and make it enjoyable as well. I know you will do that. So happy birthday once again to my brother Vernon. Let's continue with your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon to you, caller. You are on the air.
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Yes, with the Miko issue, what I understood that I think there's some main pipe that got busted. That is supplying water, all right, from the distribution, from the reservoir, right, and it was repaired. I'm not sure, but that's what I heard yesterday, and I feel that Wasco should have really called, and state the problem, and to state how far they arrived.
Wasco, unfortunately, Wasco does not communicate with its customers. I don't know who are the people who are speaking on behalf of the water utility company, but they need to do a better job in terms of communicating to their customers.
I would say 100%, but sometimes it does.
No, Colin, not 100%. No. The fact that somebody... Colin, listen, let's not make excuses for anybody. The fact that somebody called yesterday to complain, Wasco should have been alerted and should have said something between yesterday and today. I've not heard anything from Wasco.
Well, sometimes it does. Okay, now with Miko, Miko, I don't know if you know that Miko has the best water distribution system, not distribution, where the source, you see like the C0 from the John Compton Dam, the water have to be pumped to C0 to the C0 treatment plant, right? But with Miko, it's gravity flow.
Mm-hmm.
So that means wherever the source of water is coming from, whatever river, whatever source, to the reservoir, okay, it is coming through gravity flow. And that is one of the best source. In fact, it doesn't have to pay anything, okay? Because sometimes you get excess water going to waste, thousands of gallons of water going to waste, I've seen, okay? And number two, I want to send up to the Labour Party with the situation of the CIP. When everybody's on the back of the Labour Party with the CIP money on the selling of passport, I believe what the Labour Party should do now, right, with that CIP money, you should invest it in agriculture. Okay, the agriculture. You have the 7 crop project. I've spoken about it before. You have the 7 crop projects there, right, where you can create with that CIP money. You haven't got to go and borrow money now. With that CIP money now, you can put one of the crop projects out of the 7, where they have, especially in the south, because the south is dead, no employment. Everything is cash trees and the north, right? So areas that are where unemployment is high, like in the south, okay, like Labrie, Beaufort North, Miko, all these places. Why don't you sit down, right, and put one of the 7 crop projects, in each of these constituencies, okay, where you can employ 500 people with the CIP money. I would like them to sit down and think of that. I'm sure if you all do that, right, before your term reach, that CIP saga is going to go away. Because you do that, it's going to create some 3,500 jobs. Can you imagine that? Right? A crop project. Out of the 7 crop projects, you can put 1 crop project in each of the places, like I said, Labrie, you have them, Beaufort North, you have Sogel, you have all these outskirts places, the outskirts of these areas, where you can create 500 jobs, right? Employ about 3,500 people in these areas. Can you imagine if you don't have the CIP money I'm sure everything is going to go away. Nobody's going to talk about underselling of passports again. Have a good day.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. We have another call in line via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Tim, first of all, my congratulations to you.
For?
Commentariat?
Oh.
Man, I never heard that word before. I had to go look it up.
Yeah, you never heard that? Okay.
Eh?
Yeah, it has been existing for eons now.
But it's the first time I've ever heard it. I think it's a nice sounding word for press people.
Yeah.
The commentariat. Well, thank you for that, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Tim, I heard a lady talking, and I had reason to move away. She was a long speech there about the women of St. Lucia and how they can emulate Alfred. Who was that? Was that
Fortuna Belrose?
Another politician. I think I just reserve comment on that one, because then again, not. Tim, somebody on your chat asked a question, and I think I'm going to start doing that. Instead of making my own comments, I think I'm going to pick 2 or 3 good comments of the people on your chat and comment on them. That might be interesting because you don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Somebody asked rather, that if politicians are always political in what they say, then how does it apply to regular people in what they say? I would think there are 2 answers to that. One, the so-called regular person wants to be a politician, or the politician has somehow hooked into what people want to hear and is saying it. I hope that answer will suffice for now. We also heard from you, Tim, that you didn't have the whole speech of the new
Police Commissioner. Yeah, I didn't have sufficient time to go through it.
Yeah, and in relation to that, you had, what's his name, PW?
Yeah.
PW?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did I hear him right? Did I hear him, he kept repeating that the new commissioner was once in charge of the Boys Training Center, BTC?
No, I think he's made reference to the Border Lake Correctional Facility, BCF.
I'm prepared to tell you that's wrong. Because I'm almost certain he said it a number of times, BTC.
Yeah, but I know that Mr. Vungad was never in charge of the BTC.
Well, that's why I comment on it.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong and I misheard, fine, I apologize. But if PW is so intense about the commissioner,
yeah,
you better get that right now about BTC or Boys or the Border Lake Trading Center.
Well, there's the BTC, there's the Boys Training Center, and the Border Lake Correctional Facility.
Yeah, but I don't think he spoke about the correctional center at all. But let me say my own disappointment. And I am a Vanguard fan, but I was disappointed that he did not attack, for the benefit of the public, us, not the politicians. He did not comment on the actual state of affairs going on because he lives there and he's very much in touch with
I have not been able to listen to his statements in its entirety.
I grant that.
Have you listened to it? Did you get an opportunity to?
No, I'm saying if he didn't,
yeah.
because I acknowledge that we didn't get a whole speech.
Yeah.
I'm saying if he didn't, then I'd be disappointed that he didn't comment directly on the state of affairs that's been going on in this country for some time now, to comment on them directly.
Mm-hmm.
I would also have liked him to say something about those things that the last commissioner, I don't know, that she didn't know about. And her comments regarding the situation before the commissioner right now, the one about the allegations against the
senior police officer, sexual allegations.
Yeah, what would happen to that? Because chances are it'll just die.
Will they be able to deal with those issues between now and February of next year?
No, what I'm saying to you, Tim, was nothing to do with the PM. He seemed to be addressing everything to the PM.
Mhm.
Like he said, he had a plan to fight crime for the PM, right?
Yeah.
What does that suggest? That there was no plan before, or that he's saying indirectly the plan was not with his name? You know, what is it? Because I'm assuming there was a plan.
But you ought to take responsibility. Anyone who is smart enough, intelligent enough to tell you that if they come in to serve in a particular capacity, that they come up with their own plan and they'll show that it's executed properly.
Tim, and again, I'm speaking not having heard both of us,
Yeah.
not having heard the whole speech. But here's what I want to say, that the kind of difference, because I don't know what he can achieve in 6 months, but the things I'm suggesting, they could be achieved in the 6 months, Tim. Like you could throw some light on what the hell went the darkness between the last commissioner and the DPP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she basically said, at least for some reporters, that what the DPP said about her was not true.
Yeah.
I think she also said she had no information on the boy who was shot 4 years ago.
Arnold.
Yeah.
Yes, she also said that.
Yeah, I think she actually said that, that's amazing. And God lives in this country. I'm assuming God had enough interest to stay in touch with what the police were doing, especially if he planned to get in there. But we didn't hear a word of that, and I wish he had taken time to address the public, because it's the public he must reassure, and it is the public who must have confidence in him, not the Prime Minister, because the Prime Minister has already demonstrated his confidence in Vern by bringing him in, right?
Yes.
So now he wants the support of the general public, the public at large, so that he might have said something along those lines, what he plans to do, how he plans to reassure the public, and so on and so on and so on. But he didn't do that. I'm hoping that down the road he's going to do that and put some light on the darkness left by the last commission.
Crusader Descartes, Peleus.
But then again, and I thank you again, commentariat.
Thank you so much, Rick.
Bye.
All right, thank you. 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. And let me see, in the interest of time, if I could go through some of your comments not in the chat room, but via WhatsApp. And somebody says there, Tim, it appears that the commercial, banking, and financial sectors are making money and seems to accept the killings as a new normal. And let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages. Maybe you could go through some of them from yesterday, because I've not been able to go through those comments that were sent to me. Let me see at least if I could go through one. Somebody says, hi Tim, emanating from the contribution from Mrs. Flood Bobra, would you know if passport holders are able to vote in the general elections? If so, what determines the constituency that they are registered in? They must be in to have lived in St. Lucia, becoming a citizen that would qualify them to vote. Okay, let's see there. We have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, Bogies has no water as well. Okay, let's take a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, team. When I heard our dear friend Rick, I said, I
Yes.
wouldn't get.
Today's your lucky day. Good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Yes. Timothy, before I want to place a disclaimer. I want to say that what I'm about to say, I came into the middle of a conversation. So yesterday, I was driving somewhere to the radio stations, and there was a talk show going on, and the guest or the person who had called in, it was the Minister for CIP, Ernest Hilaire, and he was speaking to the host of the show. And what I understood from what he was saying, now, this is where my disclaimer comes in. I may have understood half of the conversation, and not all of the conversation because I did come in the middle. But what I did understand, what I thought I understood from what he was saying is that commissions, he was talking about commissions on the sale of citizenship. Now, that's a new big thing, that they're saying they're not selling passports, they're selling citizenship, whatever it is, whether it's a passport or the citizenship, whatever, for purposes of this contribution, I'll say citizenship. So they're not selling passports, they're selling citizenship. And when they're paying the agents, it's all about commissions. So that's the next buzzword, commissions. And what I understood is we've been asking about how many passports have been sold, or how many citizenships, how many files have been sold. And, well, you know what the minister has said. He has to get back to us. He has to ask Galaxy and then get back to us. So what I understood from what he was saying is that commissions have a big thing to play in it. So if a big role to do with how much money is in the escrow account. So when we're looking at it, how much money is in the escrow account may not necessarily be how much money we think should be in the escrow account based on the number of passport sales, because it's all about commission. It's a competitive world out there, and the agents will sell the files or the shares from whichever country that they benefit the most from. So if St. Lucia is paying more commissions, then they'll sell more of our shares. That's for our files. That's what I understood. I want to make a special appeal to the minister to call in to the most monitored talk show in the world to clarify that for us. Whatever he was saying on Shelton, it was Shelton's show. Whatever he was saying on Shelton, say to us on your show, because after all, more people listen to your show than Shelton's. And I know that because Shelton himself has been making a special appeal to his base to listen in more, to call more. So you've never done that. So we know we listen to you more than we listen to Shelton. Okay, you're more neutral, obviously, so we will listen to you more. So I'm making this special appeal to him to call your same statements that he made on Shelton's show. Make it on your show. Tell us a little bit more about those commissions. Because what I understand about commissions are not paid on the files. All right? It's not paid on the real estate option, rather, which is where Galaxy has made the bulk of its money. Galaxy pays the agents directly, and commissions are only paid from the donation, bond, and enterprise option, and the commission is 10%. That's a standard. So I would like for him to come on your show to clarify that commission statement. I thought it was very interesting. We've been waiting for weeks upon weeks upon weeks for a clarification, and that is the clarification commission. I would like to think that I misunderstood. So I'm making a special appeal to the minister responsible for CIP to make those statements on your show. Clarify the commission statement that he made on Shelton's show on your show, so that the vast majority of St. Lucians, whether they're living in St. Lucia or abroad, can understand what he's trying to convey. Because, you know, there's a saying, if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to hear, did it really fall? It's the same thing. If you're making a comment somewhere and the vast majority of the people affected are not going to hear it, then did you really make the comment? Or is it a way to say, I talked about it and you're only talking to your base, you're not talking to the general population of St. Lucia? I'd like that clarification. But Timothy, I also want to talk about education, something that we constantly every year have a problem with. This administration has decided to cut the amount of monies allocated to education. And we wonder why schools continue to be beleaguered with changes or renovations, refurbishments being done during the school year. I listened to your callers who were talking about, what's the school they were talking about? Where the refurbishment...
The Angibo Secondary School.
Angibo Secondary School. Isn't that in Prime Minister's constituency?
Constituency, and very close to his home. Very close to his residence, yeah.
It boggles the mind. It boggles the mind. And the lady is saying that it's going to take almost 2 years to complete. It reminds me of Choiseul Secondary School, where the children were being forced to endure tuition under a tree in the yard in the hot sun because their block was so dilapidated that it was falling, that they had to prioritize who are the children who are on the top floor and who are the children on the bottom floor. So they figure the new entrants, the Form 1s and perhaps the Form 2s would be lighter than the Form 4s and the Form 5s. So they were at the top and the Form 4s and the Form 5s were at the bottom, which is usually the flip way around at most schools. This is what it reminds me of. And I remember that the teachers and the students of the Schuster Secondary School, they protested. They marched against that until they were given a brand new wing. What is happening in this country? We talk about prioritizing the people, putting the people first. We talk about the children being the future. And this is how we treat them year after year after year, especially with this administration. It is beyond. And I say especially this administration because we know they have CIP money. They have CIP money to spread around and do all sorts of things. But yet they cannot take the CIP money and prioritize our future, the children. It's appalling. It really is. On the third day of school, and these are the kinds of reports, in 2024, we continue to hear these kinds of reports. Shame on this administration, team. Shame on them. It is unacceptable. It is egregious, and I would love for these things to stop, especially if we have 2 more years of this administration to go through. Thank you so much, team, for your time.
Thank you so much for calling, ma'am, and you're welcome. Let's turn our attention now to our final feature, and that is our NewsSpin News of the Day. The NewsSpin News of the Day, Christmas in October. Venezuela's leader moves holiday to boost support after disputed election. Once again, our NewsSpin News of the Day, Christmas in October. Venezuela's leader moves holiday to boost support after disputed election. Our NewsSpin News of the Day. See what politicians do? When they want to distract you. I mean, Christmas all the way should be celebrated in December, and it is observed earlier, much earlier, in October. And that is just to distract the citizens of that country in light of the disputed presidential elections of late July. Once again, thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world. My name is Timothy Poleon. Goodbye.